DNA carries the coding for this genetic material, and its helixes are made up of light-encoded filaments, tiny gossamer threads that carry information the way fiber optic systems do. The pillar of light that you use to activate yourself and to bring information into your body is also composed of light-encoded filaments. These light-encoded filaments carry a vast amount of data and information, and your body is filled with them. When bundled together and placed in a certain alignment, the light-encoded filaments work together and release information that makes sense of the history they carry. The light-encoded filaments inside your body are similar to a grand library, a library that is so gigantic, it carries the history of your universe. During the course of the Earth's history, there have been many different species who have lived here. You have convinced yourself that humanity is native to this planet. Human beings were put here. People are in for a shock because they are going to discover very shortly the skeletal forms of very different creatures. Some of these have already been discovered, particularly in South America, though they have been neither written up in your tabloid newspapers and passed off as a hoax, or fearfully kept in secret. When the consciousness of humanity is raised to the frequency of receptivity, and the nervous system of the mass psyche is balanced to the point that you can have a paradigm shift, Earth itself will reveal its secrets through a variety of means such as weather patterns, Earth changes, psychic discoveries, and so on. You will unearth a whole new history. The task you have before you is to consciously command, intend, and will the evolvement of your DNA. Commanding and willing and asking for this is not easy, for you must move through many identities. From the historical perspective of your multidimensional existence or essence or soul, you have been all kinds of characters, and some of these experiences have been painful. They have been challenging and difficult. It is time for you to move through the challenges and unlock the history that is inside of your body by allowing the light-encoded filaments to rebundle, forming new helixes, and by allowing yourself to be receptive to what this new information in the DNA is going to plug into you. It will not always make sense to your logical mind. You will learn that your logical mind has a place, a function, and a purpose, but that it is not your identity. The logical mind is overused by many people. It is overtaxed and abused, and when you overuse and abuse the logical mind, you create stress upon your body. You do not always need to understand logically what you are experiencing. Watch yourself, maintain humor at all times, and maintain the idea that you are evolving. You will be going through many things because you are climbing a ladder of identity, made up of your chakra system. The chakras are energy information centers that are keyed into lifetimes in which you activated or expressed yourself in one area or another. It is imperative for you to discover your identity in these next few years. The light-encoded filaments are a tool of light, a part of light, and an expression of light. These light-encoded filaments exist as millions of fine, thread-like fibers inside your cells, while counterpart light-encoded filaments exist outside of your body. The light-encoded filaments carry the language of light geometry, which carries the stories of who you are. These light-encoded filaments were not previously able to come onto the planet because there was a pollution created by the dark team that kept them out. The light-encoded filaments are like rays of light that hold a geometric form of language. They come to you from a cosmic database and hold information. Many of you are at the point where you don't need to have a healing done on your body. You need to have a spontaneous education, or implant, put into your body to teach you. This is what will be coming during the next number of years. Some of the people on this planet, particularly those working with crystals, will learn to fill and activate other bodies with these filaments. Individuals seeking this experience will have the filaments activated in their bodies to give them instant information and instant knowing. This is what education is evolving into. There will be beings who will assist you with all of this. You are going to have to be able to recognize these beings and to recognize other realities as they exist around you. When the information in the light-encoded filaments was scattered, there was no burning of the libraries. It was simply that all of the books were torn off the shelves and left in the center of the room. Imagine if you walked into a room the size of a gigantic stadium and all of the books or information it had been filled with was pulled off the shelves and left in the middle of the floor. How could you find anything except by chance? Since humans don't believe in the order of chance, they have never followed the order that is within them. The information in the filaments was left inside of you, yet there was no logical way to make sense of it. So, in the present time, how do you find the information? The information is going to reveal itself to you. That is the process. You don't have to go looking for it because this revelation is your heritage and who you are. As the DNA begins to form new strands, these new strands will travel along a nervous system in the body that is being developed at this time, and memories will come flooding into your consciousness. You must work to develop this nervous system, to pull light into your body, to oxygenate your system, to learn how to move through energy accelerations, and to call more ideas and experiences into your body. As this process begins to grow and nurture itself in your body, simply observe it, for you will want to know how to access it. Getting stuck in your dramas is like reading one of your books over and over again and not letting all of the information in other books come together. There is more, there is a whole story. This whole story has to do with your entire soul. As members of the family of light, you are agreeing to hold in your physical bodies a conscious awareness of all of your existences. You are agreeing to accept what you have done and the parts you have played in all these existences, and then to raid different realities and change them according to the dictates of your agreement as a representative of the family of light. You have free will within this agreement, of course. The triple helix brings you into the feeling center. The feeling center is emotion, and emotion is your road, or bridge, or ticket to the spiritual self. When people deny the emotional self, they can't get into the spiritual realms. The Christed once said, "Know thyself. Know the selves." It's the same thing. That message was given on the planet a long time ago, but it was distorted so that people could not understand how grand indeed they were, and that all they had to do was rearrange themselves. DNA holds the code. It holds the blueprint of identity, the plan for existence, the history of the universe, and the history of life in this particular locale. And, it is stored within the cells of humans. The original DNA of the stewards of this planet, the human occupants, had a genetic blueprint system that was based on the number 12. The 12 strands of genetic material are therefore connected to many other representatives or informational sources that also number 12. Remember, reality mirrors reality. The 12 strands of information hooked the human occupant up with corresponding information senders in and out of the body. Earth is now entering a conjunction or lineup with purpose through which the original planners are returning to reactivate the 12 helix system in the occupying species, the human to date, and put Earth back on its track. When the biological library was conceived of eons and eons ago, it was decided that the stewards of the planet would hold the key to unlocking the data that was stored in this living library. How does this tie in with the 12 information centers? When human chakra systems are connected, open, and activated, information starts to seek its own expression and become available. There are certain things that will code or trigger this information, bringing it to the forefront of existence to get it to begin to express itself. When you are hooked into the information centers, 7 in your body and 5 outside your body, you are ready to receive energy through another set of 12 information centers. When you activate your own 12 chakras, you hook into energy stored in parallel sets of 12 senders that will further activate your process. This will eventually bring the brain into its complete, full, computer-like function. The 12 parallel realities hold ways to unlock information that has been secreted away. There are many steps to unlocking this information. You could compare this to governmental deep security, which uses different levels of fingerprints and imprints to access the final bit of information. There are many different ways things must be connected if something very secret is stored away. The activation of the 12 strands of DNA coincides with the activation, spinning, movement, and opening of the 12 centers of information, the 12 chakras or etheric energy disks. This is the beginning of the connection of the spinning of the 12. When this alignment of energy takes place, it brings and pulls energy into the 12 heavenly bodies in your solar system. These bodies then begin to feed energy back to Earth. They activate themselves by releasing what they hold, so that Earth can biogenetically come alive. There are more and more of these groups of 12, the 12 universes spinning, for example. Through the spinning of the 12 centers, there will be a chaos of new consciousness, because when these 12 energy centers, particularly the outer 5, begin to hook themselves back up with the planet, there will be an incredible flood of new energy.